was a crazy weekend. We had upsets. We had
It was a massacre this weekend.
there was a lot of, close games. There's some blowouts. It was really like one of those weekends where you're like, this is like why I like college football. Other than
Yeah.
your team losing, that was probably, kind of killed that for you. But before that happened,
Yeah, it
it
was
was, it was
great.
probably going pretty good.
It was
Um,
upsets was it was in the air.
yeah, and what's funny about this weekend though is like with everything that happened, top six teams really like our orders are probably different, but they're more or less like the same teams we probably had last week. You want to
Yeah,
start at number six?
I think I switched my six for somebody else, but I think it's relatively the same. I got A&M at six.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, like
Um,
that A&M Ole Miss, like they're kind of like confusing as like who's
yeah.
better.
They had a they had a decent win this weekend against Mississippi State. I mean, they kind of killed them. I actually thought Mississippi State might have got them, but they didn't. They squeaked out a win against, Auburn and Notre Dame back-to-back weeks. They're doing what they need to do. I like Mike Elko a lot. I think he's a good coach. He's a defensive guy, so he was really good at Duke, turned their program around, and then look at him now without him. So I think he's good for A&M. Marcel Reed's playing pretty well. I feel like Marcel Reed's just kind of like not talked about a lot, and I thought he was just playing bad, but I don't
He's
think that's the
got he's got
case.
gr- he's got great
Yeah,
statistics. I
his
think he's
stats are getting up there.
he's smart with the ball.
He's making some waves to push for the Heisman. I don't think he's in anybody's top five, but maybe. I think he, and especially if
He
if
was in
he's
my top
on,
five last week. I don't know if he still is. I have to. I can't remember what I did.
and if A&M like wins out, that'll just help him even more. So he's got a decent shot at it. Their schedule's not the best, but they can do it. We'll see.
Yeah, I
We'll
have.
see.
What did I do at number six? I went with Ole Miss. They didn't. I think they're on a bye this week. I don't recall them playing this weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
Um, so they're coming off the win against LSU. Like I said, I don't think they're a very good team. LSU, that is. So I feel like in my opinion, the jury's kind of still out on Ole Miss. They had that close game against Arkansas, close game against Kentucky. So now, we're really waiting
Yeah.
till Georgia, and I
Ole Miss
honestly
kind of
don't
does
know if
this
Georgia's
though.
good.
They do this shit. They'll play close to like weird teams. Like look at Notre Dame. They absolutely killed Arkansas last week, and Ole Miss barely squeaks it out. And then Georgia kind of killed Kentucky this past week, and then now you got Georgia in 2 weeks. I mean, they'll absolutely massacre Washington State this week, but
Yeah, for sure.
it'll probably look like that Georgia State or Tulane game. And then you got to go on the road to Georgia and then OU with Mateer back probably at that point. So, uh, not the best little future coming up for Ole Miss, but I don't know. It seems weird. It's like they're good. They can win these games or they can fuck it up. They kind of usually fuck it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think like they're like they look good. Like they looked good against LSU, but like that's a tough stretch of games that I'm not sure they can like win all, and I'm not even sure if they can win most because I mean, like you said, they got Oklahoma, they got Georgia. Honestly, like the way Florida is playing, like if they play like they did this past
If the offense
weekend,
can get
they could
going,
do
like
it.
that team's dangerous.
When Billy Napier has his job on the line, he starts putting it together.
You'd be coached like Bill Belichick, and he got Tom Brady out there, man. It's like the Super Bowl when his job's on the line. It's crazy. But whatever, man. Go nuts.
Yeah. Number five, what you rocking with?
I go Ole Miss at five.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, same kind of
You got A&M at
logic.
five.
No,
Oh,
I
oh,
have
me then.
Oregon. I have Oregon at five.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so I moved
Yeah,
Oregon down. They look
that
great. Like honestly, they have not looked bad like once this whole season. But like,
that
is Penn State
overtime win to Penn
actually
State.
good? Like, if Penn State, like if this UCLA game was a fluke, then
I don't
as the
know.
season goes on, this win looks better. But as of right now, I think Penn State might be like bad this year. Like
I don't think
not bad,
so,
but
man.
like
I
three to
think
four
like
losses bad.
I think like I was saying, they came off that, yeah, that's like a hangover game, and then the Oregon game, it was at home, it was a whiteout game. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
That's probably the best Penn State's gonna play like all year. Um, and then Oregon was able to get in there and get it done. So I docked Oregon a little bit, but I didn't like, I'm not throwing the hands up on them. I think they're a good team.
Yeah. Like I said, like eye test, like to me,
Yeah.
honestly, eye test, they might be the best team in the
I
country.
think they could compete with anybody. I mean, realistically, as a top three on the AP polls, the best three teams.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
in a particular order, it could be this. You could
they're
maybe
the most
change,
flawless teams. Like you haven't really seen them struggle,
and
other
or
than
if they
Ohio
have,
State
it's
against Texas. But that's the first game of the week or
yeah,
first
or
game of
if
the year.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Um,
I got Oregon at 4.
okay, so I got A&M at four, so we got like our six and fours swapped basically. Um, where did you have them last week? Do you remember where you had Oregon last
I
week?
think I had them at 3, 2 or
That's
3
where I
last
think
week.
I had them last week. I think I might have actually had them at two last week.
I think I did too, because I had Ohio State at 4 maybe.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think we were both really high on Oregon. I'm still really high on Oregon, but
yeah.
it's just like let's see how that loss ages and let's see them get some more, you know,
Who
quality
do they?
games under their belt.
They play Indiana this week, I think.
Yeah. This that
Yeah.
might propel them to maybe number one for me, like
I
depending on
mean,
how that game goes.
those would be two of the bigger wins that anybody's got. Yeah, I mean the schedule's not terrible. I mean, I think Rutgers is 3-2. They're not the worst team, but they're not great.
They're like a little trap team.
Wisconsin sucks.
Yeah,
Iowa on the road. It might be a little cold out by then.
that's a tough stretch. That's a tough like Minnesota wasn't
Minnesota's
like
not the
looking
worst. They did get killed
terrible.
by Ohio State, and then USC West. Oh, they're on the Oregon's on the West Coast too, so not too far of a
Yeah,
travel.
that might not be an issue for them.
But it's still USC. They can muster something together and maybe
Well, they got a
ruin
good offense.
Oregon's.
They got a high-powered offense. So I mean, it's
Yeah, they
not
could.
impossible.
And then Washington's not a slouch either.
I think
So
they're like kind of rivals to Oregon and Washington. So that could
so they don't have an
be
easy stretch coming
something.
up. I mean, it's not the hardest stretch for some of these teams out here, but it's definitely not the easiest, I'd say. Like Miami.
Yeah, Miami's
Uh,
got a good stretch. Like
they don't even
they
need to
really
play.
have nothing to really.
They don't even need to play the starters the rest of the year.
No, it's
They
great. And honestly, like looking at Miami's resume, like
they got a
we'll
good
get
resume.
to that. But like I have them at number one. I'll just spoil that.
Yeah, me
Um,
too. Me too.
I got OU at three. I
Me
think
too.
Auburn, Michigan,
And
two really like I would say solid wins. Michigan's getting better week by week. I actually
yeah, they
watched
are.
a lot of Michigan play
Man,
Wisconsin.
that running back Justice Haynes is a dog.
He's on my Heisman list this week.
Oh, he's a dog, dude. He's killing it.
And
I think every
Underwood's
week,
getting better
yeah, every week I think he's had over 100 yards and I think a touchdown to go with
and a
it.
touchdown like the whole season.
Um, but yeah, OU's got two solid wins. I mean, Auburn's not bad. They're not ranked now, but I think they could potentially, break back into the rankings
Yeah.
come the end of the year. I'd have to look at their schedule, but Michigan's just improving. And then you got Texas this week, which is no longer looking like a good matchup for you guys. I mean, it is
It
a
was gonna
rivalry
be
game.
it was gonna be game day. It's the same thing that happened when you guys lost to Virginia happened to us when Texas lost to Florida. That just
Yeah.
ended game day for the
And
week.
now
Um,
Oregon, Indiana's got it.
yeah, I'll get more into that game and like my
Yeah.
theories when we do our team talk episode. But yeah, OU at three. I think
I think they just got more quality wins than Oregon, Ole Miss. Um, and then I think A&M's probably got better wins than Ole Miss and Oregon, but I think Oregon and Ole Miss look a little better than A&M. So it's like,
A&M's one
I
of
feel
those
like you
great
could
teams.
swap out those three teams in any order. And then a lot of people are docking OU because they don't have Mateer, but they handled business this week. If Mateer's back this week, it's no big deal. And then I feel like Ohio State and Miami have the top two locked up. They look the best. Miami's got the best wins or resume overall. I think
Yeah,
Ohio State's just,
absolutely.
sitting there because they're the defending champs. People probably think they look the best in totality.
Yeah.
I think so too. Miami's definitely beatable. They've looked beatable. They've squeaked out a couple wins, but they got it done. So
I like Miami's resume. I mean, they had
they have a good
Notre
resume.
Dame, they had
They did.
USF, and they had Florida State. So that's three currently ranked teams that
Yeah.
they've beaten.
I mean, they've all been, well, not all of them, but the Notre Dame and then us, you know, one score game each. That's, you know, props to them, especially going on the road last week,
Honestly, that Florida win might look
beating our
like pretty good
ass.
at the end of the year.
And then yeah, I think Florida looked. This is probably the best Florida's looked all week. Is that saying, maybe Texas is just that bad, made Florida look good. Um, Maybe if this was the game Florida needed to just kind of, get the pieces together, get Lagway some confidence. Maybe get the offense rolling because the defense played really well. They've been playing really well. I've been talking about Florida's defense. I feel like all year. Um, Defensive line's really good for them, so it's looking like a better win. And then yeah, Louisville just lost us last week, or they would still be undefeated. Stanford sucks. SMU and Louisville is probably their only two good teams that they play the rest of the year. So Syracuse has no quarterback. NC State's not great. Virginia Tech's not the best, but it is a road game. Um, I don't know. We'll see how they kind of continue as the season goes on after they fired their coach. They did win the week after they fired their coach, so who knows? And then on the road to Pitt. That's a chap team. I hope it's like a Friday game too, just because fuck them. That's a lie.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck them.
Miami was that. Yeah, that was crazy. What happened? We'll talk more about that on the team talk episode.
But
But
Miami does this a lot, and then they fuck up somewhere. So if they can finish out and make it to the ACC championship, we'll see. I think they could do it, but they're not. This team's not unbeatable. They're not
yeah,
unbeatable.
I will say like typically when Miami's like good, like even last year, it always seems like their defense is lacking, but this year it's not. Like it's a
Yeah,
pretty good defense. So
they're
like
pretty good.
Miami
Just
feels like
overall, they're
if for
good.
real this year, like this might
Yeah,
actually be a
maybe it's
good year
their
for them.
maybe they won their first conference championship this year.
We'll
They've been in the
we'll
conference for like
see.
21 years, and I've never won a conference championship. That shit's embarrassing. It's
It's
crazy. That is
weird.
crazy to like think about.
It's weird for them to be this deep in the season and like look legit. Like it's been a
Yeah,
long
it's
time.
good for them. Makes me fucking sick, but good for them. I'll give them their props.
It's weird. It's a weird
Yeah,
look. I don't know how I feel about it, but this is where we are. I guess we could jump into Heisman
yeah. Why not?
um
I mean,
top
we didn't really
five.
touch on Ohio State, but they just
Yeah, I mean Ohio State they
they finally
struggled a
like
little bit early against Minnesota,
dominated a team
but
though.
then whooped their ass the rest of the game.
I mean, they kind of
Um,
dominated Washington, but like
who does
I
Ohio
wanted to see
State have
him
next week?
run the score up.
Mm,
Illinois on the
that's
road.
that's like their second big matchup, even though Texas is starting to look like that wasn't such a big deal, but this will
Yeah,
get them back up there.
Wisconsin's butt. Penn State, they probably kill them. Purdue, they kill them. Fuck UCLA, maybe they're gonna get their shit together because Nico's got talent. Like he really does. Like he's got the talent to like play well. Uh, it's just can the rest of the team like can he keep playing well and can the rest of the team like start playing well?
Yeah, I
Then
mean
this
that
might actually be a good game. The
yeah,
new
the new
offensive
coach and the
coordinator.
new offensive coordinator both like the interim coach and that new offensive coordinator. I feel like they both like just sealed their jobs up for at least next year.
Yeah, maybe.
Like with that win, I mean, I like New Highs was the offensive coordinator. I remember him like watching him
That
because
guy
he was a
looks. I was
quarterback.
like, that guy looks young as fuck.
Yeah, he was a quarterback like it's probably like 10 years ago. Like Brett Hundley was there. I think he was his backup, and he
Oh
started
shit.
like a couple of games. So I mean, He's a
May-
UCLA like
Maybe
guy.
he's a offensive genius because they was chefing up Penn State.
He looked good. It was weird the way he like I saw like the camera like when they follow the coach like there's like this cut and he was like get that camera out of my face. I just ain't never seen a coach do
Yeah,
that before. It was weird.
he was locked in, man. He said, you're fucking up the flow, get away from me."
He looks
Uh,
ridiculous. Like his hair looks fucking crazy. But
his hair does look crazy. And whatever,
uh
man. Go off. But yeah, we'll do our Heisman.